Hi everybody, today we're going to make collard spring rolls with delicious Thai peanut butter sauce by my friend Tracy Childs. So I'll put a link in the comments to the recipe. So there are several parts to these spring rolls. The first thing, if you enjoy tofu, you can broil some tofu strips. And I just use Trader Joe's organic firm or extra firm tofu. And cut them into these strips. Now you don't need any oil or anything. You can broil them on the top shelf in the oven for 10 minutes. But keep an eye on them because when they're at the top shelf and they broil, they can go fast. So definitely keep an eye on them. Then you can add that to your wraps if you like tofu. I love tofu. Then you can also add these May Fun brown noodles by Amy Chun. And I get those at Sprouts, and they are super fun. But again, you don't have to add noodles. You don't even have to add tofu. These are just some options. You can create them. These only take like 3 minutes to cook, so you want to also watch those, okay? But they're delicious, and there are also brown rice, which is great. So the main star of the show is the collard. So I have done a few to show you what they're going to look like. Now with the collard, you can do this your own special way, but if you take a paring knife, I cut off the end stem, then you can thin this stem out a little bit and it'll be easier to roll. So it just goes a little bit and then it thins out on its own. But if you just take off that little bit and the end, it'll roll a little easier for you. Okay, now to also help you to roll them, you can dip this in some hot warm water. So I'll have you come over here with me. And this will help obviously soften the collard because it's very strong. Collards are a great source of vitamin A. They have a lot of fiber, protein, some calcium. Whew, it's hot. So if you get it in there, that will soften it up and make it easier for you to roll. I might have gotten that a little too hot. Okay, now we'll take it back to our cutting board. And there is definitely some finesse to this. I've been practicing. So it's up to you what you want to put into it. So I have chopped up some purple cabbage that I love. You could also do cucumber and red pepper. I just made some matchsticks out of these carrots. You could shred them in the food processor. I just didn't want to pull the food processor out. So you just cut down carrots into thinner matchstick size and you'll have that ready. So you got lots of color, lots of phytonutrients from the carrots, the purple cabbage. I'm also going to add a little cilantro. Cilantro is great for detoxing heavy metals. If you follow the medical medium, he talks a lot about that. And then again, you could add a red pepper, you could add cucumber, you could add avocado, whatever you like. You can make them your own. So we're going to keep this, I'm going to turn this towards me, so the stem away from me, and I'm going to add a couple pieces of tofu, some purple cabbage to get that crunch and color, and some carrots, and again you can shred them, and then the May Fun noodles, which as Tracy says are so fun, and they are fun. Now I've had a little better success keeping the strong stem end away from me, but you again can play with it. I pull the food down towards me. You can tuck these in a little bit. Get my carrots out of the way. It's like wrapping a present. And then again, you can play with it and find your own technique. But I find if I curl those in and then roll it with the stem away from me, it works a little better. I still need some practice. Ta-da! Oh, they are so good. I love these. And you could use rice paper too, but using these collards is a great way to get more greens into your diet. And now we're moving on to the awesome peanut butter sauce, okay? If you can't do peanut butter, you could do almond butter. And if you can't do nuts at all, you could do sunflower seed butter, okay? So I get this awesome organic peanut butter from Kirkland. And again, and it's organic, or you could do almond butter. Or you could probably just get sunflower seed butter at the health food store. I don't know if Costco has that yet. So we're going to start with 1/3. I did a big third. I'm probably even going to do more because my husband and I are big sauce people. And we're going to thin it out with some water to reduce the fat here in a little bit. Okay, if that's a concern for you. Then after that, we're going to do 1 inch of ginger root. And the ginger really adds a lot to the sauce. So add our ginger, fresh ginger, and then we're going to do some seasoning with a half a teaspoon of turmeric. Turmeric is a good anti-inflammatory. There's a great little flavor here. And then, if you like spicy, you can add some crushed red pepper. I would start small if you're not used to it and use an eighth. Eventually you could graduate up to a fourth. I'm just going to go light. I love spice, but sometimes my esophagus doesn't, unfortunately. And also, while we're on the topic of spices, you can add 1 tablespoon of the Thai red curry paste, which you can get at the regular grocery store from Thai Kitchen, which is absolutely delicious. I just have to skip that part. And then we're going to add a juice of a lime, and I just always use lemon like I talk about. I get this juice, organic lemon juice from Costco because I use it every day. So for 1 lime, I usually do 2 tablespoons. If this was 1 juice lime. So feel free to use that lime. And then, I just love rice wine vinegar. It makes everything taste delicious. I just get this at the regular grocery store. I'm going to use 1.5 tablespoons. All right. And then we're going to add some tamari sauce, and this is Simple Truth organic brand tamari. So it's organic and it's gluten-free, and I get it at Ralph's. It's a Kroger store, and we're just going to do 1 tablespoon. I'm tempted to double the whole thing, but we'll just start with a single and see how we do. And then the fun part that I love the most is 2 pitted dates to give it some sweet. So make sure you pull the pit out, otherwise you'll have rocks in your blender Vitamix. And dates are high in minerals. They have a lot of potassium in them and fiber. All right. And then I'm going to start with let's start with about 1/4 cup of filtered water. I have a feeling I'm going to need maybe the whole thing here. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to do it all. Let's do a half and see if we need more. All right. Might want to turn your volume down because this is loud. Blend together all these ingredients. Ooh, looking good here. All right. Make sure I got all my chunks. You know what? I think I did, but let's give it just a little more. I'll start it on low. All right. It's the dates. You want All right. So we're going to pour our sauce. I like to make a lot of these to last at least a couple of days for lunch, 2 days. When I'm by myself, even more. And I'll clean that out here in a bit. But hopefully you get the idea. This sauce is so good. You can thin it out even more if you want to reduce some of the fat. And it's still just as delicious. All right? Well, thank you so much. I hope you'll enjoy these delicious collard wraps with the Thai peanut sauce from my friend Tracy Child's blog. Thank you so much. Thank you always for saving animals with your food choices. Have a great week.